This for all the girls that's IND, EPENDNT. This for all the girls that be living stress free. This for all the girls on a mission like me.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Imani Simone.
It's Dijah Diva.
And your girl Angel, a.k.a. Angelish.
And welcome to
A Girl's Playbook.
So, welcome to the first episode.
Hey.
Yes, technically first and a half. But
First and a half. We did shoot another episode, but you know, I got my new hair, new growth, and then
it's a whole thing.
Like
different
you know,
and
ghetto teens. You know, we trying to get this shit together and like work everything out. But you know what? If y'all want to see that episode eventually, you gonna have to pay for that. It's gonna have to be a bonus.
like
exclusive.
You can pay $1 for it.
$1.
Bitch, $1. That's
Just
all our pain is
$1.
worth.
Oh, hell no.
No,
Yeah, a little more, but
$1.25, $3.
That's gonna be on the goddamn. That's
do
gonna
that.
be on the fucking the Patreon. When the subscription
I don't know what
service.
that is.
Huh?
what's Patreon?
idea.
I don't think I know what Patreon, is.
Patreon.
either.
Well, basically, it's a service. It's like a app where people can pay monthly to like as
Like OnlyFans?
it's kind of like OnlyFans.
So it's like an OnlyFans.
but it's like $1. You can pay $1 a month. You can set the prices to what you want. But I don't think on Patreon, because on OnlyFans you can subscribe to somebody for free and pay per video.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
So
that.
they can just subscribe like Zeus, like you're subscribed or anything.
Yeah,
you're
it's
subscribed
like that.
to see our content.
Yeah, see
Okay,
bonus.
so it's like a
We'll think
podcast
about
for
it.
Zeus.
We'll consider it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we
okay.
just did a bomb ass photo shoot. Y'all are not ready.
Oh
for
my
Y'all,
it.
y'all
God.
not ready for these photos because
Oh
my
my
girl
God.
Darian, ooh,
Yo, she did her
lifestyle.
one.
she
That's
put
talent.
her foot in this photo
Yes,
shoot.
ma'am.
That's gonna be your thing when I say your name. Yeah, like
No, for
she
real.
really did her thing with these photo shoots. Don't play
Don't
with
play
it.
That's
with
some
it.
heat coming.
It
Real
is
soon.
they're really good pictures, and we look like bad bitches.
Do we? When
No,
I
for
tell
real.
you,
Like-
looking at those photos, I was tears in my eyes. I was like, wow, this is really happening.
No, for
'Cause This is
real.
like a big step in
Yeah,
our journey.
Darian was amazing me because I was just chilling and she was snapping me like just being in regular life, and that
still
shit was
looks so
looking good
good.
as fuck.
It
Like
still
it
looks
still
so
looks
good.
so
For
good.
real.
And y'all need to stay. Y'all need to. First of all, y'all need to stay on girlsplaybook.com and subscribe to get our weekly newsletter on girlsplaybook.com so that y'all can see every time we upload, whether that's on our personal Instagrams, our Girls Playbook Instagram. Our website is always going to be laced with the updates with everything. Y'all need to make sure y'all stay tuned.
period.
That's
Most
girls with a
definitely.
Z at the end.
Playbook.com. IRLZ
Playbook.
Playbook PLAYBOOK com.
Period.
Not com. Com.
Calm.
Today we are gonna add a little spice to the rice.
A little.
A lot of spice to the
Spicy,
rice. So today we're gonna be talking about the adult life and how shit gets completely real. You know what I mean? So like I do want to talk about, you know, because we're all in our 20s. We're still in that young age, that young stage
right.
where I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about, or you don't really see a lot of podcasts where, to my knowledge, I'm not saying they ain't, you were probably out there, but I've never really came across the most popular ones where we're talking about adulthood and that new walk of life, whether it be going into your first year of college or your experience when you first get that damn bill or that's in your name. And just new challenges overall that you face in your young adult life. So I do want to talk about at what point, at what time were you sitting down and you realized, or what situations you realized where you're like, shit's getting real. Like, I'm really grown as hell, damn. Like, where you realized it.
I feel like that shit hit me like right after college type shit, and during college too. Because I'm blessed to have the support of my family, especially my mother. That woman, she does it. No, for real. So like it was type comfortable, but like not having her direct help and also not a lot of financial help. Like she helped me enough to where I was comfortable and I hustled with my little side job and made it good. But like those moments when she wasn't able to be there, and it's like, bro, you really got to figure this shit out for your fucking self and like get there on your own.
Yeah.
For real. And then after college, I moved like right out of like my house after college. So then it was rent and all this extra shit coming out of it.
Yeah,
you want that shit like, every month.
Every fucking month. Like
damn, not even every
fucking
too
month.
much.
For a month off.
I feel like it would be so much smart if the world just allow, or the government just allow rent to be every other month, like every 2 months or every month and a half. I feel like it would be smarter because once a month you want people to pay fucking damn near $1,200, $1,300 out of their hard earned money. It's just crazy. I know a lot of people may not agree, but that's just beyond me.
That's just
what, $1,200 a month.
They need
want us
all
to live
these bills every month.
Yeah, like damn electric,
this
water.
increment of time,
bro.
Who the fuck chose the increment?
I didn't even think about that. It really
and which
is.
shit is due?
Are we the only country that did
this
this, or is every country?
Nobody wanted to choose any like lengthier time. Like bitch, 3 months,
But
150 days, something.
Yeah, I feel like
30?
every 60 days seems smart to me. Every 60 days rent is due. Bam.
Yeah.
But you want every 30 days? Yeah, you're going to pay me $1,200 every 30 days. When you think about it,
first.
you're paying around $12,000 a year just to live in a place. And on top of that, you got to pay for the lights to be on, the water be on, and that goddamn bitch. Like, it's just
phone bill.
That
phone
as a couple
bill,
hundred
and
right
to
there.
eat, and if you have
Everything
kids,
that you
just
do costs money. That's just crazy to me.
Quite literally.
It's so crazy to me that everything that we need and want in this life comes at a fucking cost. Like, bitch, I don't deserve none of this shit for free. Y'all don't want to cut a bitch some slack, a break. Like, I was like, dog, if you don't pay for food, you just didn't eat.
You gotta pay for medical treatment.
You gotta pay
You're
for
fucking
you gotta pay
dying.
for
I have to
tampons.
pay you to live.
why the fuck gotta pay you
I
for
didn't
shit
ask
that
this
happens
pussy to
naturally? Yes, like this it's insane.
The medical shit is crazy. I just got health insurance.
Yeah.
Like last week. I'm dead ass. I have not had
like
health
that.
insurance this entire time.
I've been off and on since I came out of school too. Like
That's
having it and
another
not
thing.
having it.
Yeah, insurance. Like when I tell you now that even when I'm like married, as y'all know, I'm newlywed October 27th. So it's really above me how like we got to make sure we got insurance. And if we decide to have kids, our kids have to be
Insurance.
and
you don't have no
insured and
choice,
covered.
'cause
Like
they'll
you don't
come
have
pick your
choice.
kids
You're
up.
coming out of pocket
Exactly.
for those.
And it's not even
doctor's
just like
appointments.
health. I'd be like, damn, why can't dental vision be
All
considered
be
one thing as health?
together.
Like
Talk
why the
about
fuck
it.
I
My
have to
teeth
pay
are
you?
in my body.
Yeah, because
Literally.
what happens if that year I need more dental than I do the medical, or I need more vision than I do my dental? You know,
Yeah.
why can I have this card that I pay for a month where it just works for every fucking thing? It's crazy because
I
I'm
got
paying
3
these.
facts,
different
bro.
cards for 3 different shits. And the thing is, nobody tells you how to look at health insurance. They don't explain the shit. That shit
You
is
really gotta
complicated.
investigate.
That fucking grid chart thing they sent me for my new job. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm
a
looking
lot,
at it
bro.
and I'm like, I am not. This looks like a periodic table, and I don't know what the hell these other
And you really
mean.
gotta read that shit too, or you gonna end up like coming out of pocket if you miss a part of it.
Exactly.
Like,
What the fuck is a
and it's just-
co-insurance?
I think that would be smart if they just gave you like a card that you can just use for and the government gives you, this is your card that you're going to pay your electric and water with, this is the card that you're going to use for your dental, health, and vision is all included, this is your card that you're going to use for to pay rent. Like everyone has a standard federal card that you pay monthly. You know what I mean? It's
I don't know.
for sure.
I don't be trusting the government like that.
Why would you?
I'm
They
trying to
give-
tell
they
you,
give
It would be
it
like
no
cheaper than
reason
having to pay.
to be trusted. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
when you think about it, it is kind of smart because you don't really have to worry about. You get I guess with being in your own, like making your own decisions, you can pay a certain amount. Because what if the government makes you pay higher than what you were used
That's
to?
what I'm trying to tell you. Because the thing is, let me tell you what I feel like an adult.
yeah.
When I got that Cigna card in the mail, I said, bitch, I got health insurance.
Official.
And the thing is, they sent 3 of them bitches and a debit card for like the HSA so you can get tampons and medicine and shit. But I'm sitting up here like I got health insurance. And the crazy fucking part about health insurance is that you have to be working in order to have health insurance.
No, for
and
real.
it's like, the fuck you mean? Niggas that be unemployed need health insurance too. And the thing is, ambulance costs a fucking $2,000.
Arm and a leg and damn self. Like,
arm
that
and a
shit is
leg,
like
crazy.
$300, $400, right?
No, it's like more like $1,500, $2,000.
Whoa, I did
Like,
not know that.
These motherfuckers will charge you $50 for a piece of tissue.
just to pick my ass up
On everything.
and
People
drop me
just
off.
think,
Yeah.
A
That's
lot of
how
times
you-
you ain't going to be doing the work.
Exactly.
Let me
That's
not
why
say
it's
that. Let
better
me
to
not
have
come at y'all job.
It's better to get a U-Haul truck and put your bitch ass in that back and get somebody to zoom your ass to the hospital.
Real though.
It is so much better to do that. And it's like, I remember Get Rich or Die Trying, and then 50 Cent got shot the fuck up. And then he was like, we gotta call the ambulance. He said, we don't have the time. And he put that nigga in the back of his truck and took it to the hospital. I was like, that's some real shit. I was like, dog, I be wanting to turn into John Q in this motherfucker. Like, bitch, run the band-aid. Get in the back.
Yeah.
Bitch, run that teeth cleaning. Like, bitch. Run that. Because I just said, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I gotta pay for medical care.
No, for
So a nigga gotta die.
But I can also understand why, because you gotta pay for the funding for it. You have to pay for the medicine, because shit can run out if everything was just free. So I get it, but I do understand that now that I am working in like the medical field, that a lot of things are overpriced. I'm not even gonna get into that, you know.
But there's a way though. There has to be a way.
It's called taxes. We pay taxes. Goddamn it, that shit should cover the shit.
But also the taxes, even when you're paying that stuff, goes to other people who say, like, a lot of times, like parents who can't afford like the Medicare or like, you know, things like food stamps, like, and a lot of our taxes go to shit like stuff in the city. Oh, kids need free school books. It goes to that. Shit. So it's just like, I really don't even know the basis of it. I want to get into politics.
You from Philly? You know that money don't go to them goddamn schools.
But Kim, though,
you know that money don't go to. You watch Avid Elementary. That money don't go to them goddamn schools.
Avid so much, yo. I fucking love that show.
Them kids, some of them kids don't deserve them, dog.
I'm trying to tell you something. Them kids in Philly,
it's different. Philly is so, like, the city can have so much potential, and there is a lot of talent. It's just people don't care. A lot of people are dirty in Philly. A lot of people just don't care and don't want to grow. It's just,
y'all politics is real fucked up in that state.
Mm-hmm. I can't even.
But we live in Texas where women can't get abortions.
Don't get me started on this state, bro. Like, that shit pisses me off to the core. Like, shit like that pisses me off to the core. Because, like, that should be accessible. Like, that whole thing in and of itself. Like, why the fuck are y'all making decisions for women? Like, please let me know right now.
They talk about babies' lives matter, but they don't matter by the time they get here and they in foster care for their whole life. Yeah. Talk about they matter. Bro, they don't matter enough for y'all to not let people shoot up schools.
The formula shortage too.
Formula shortage.
Come on, like, let's chill out.
What do you want from me? And I just be sitting here like, I was like, y'all just let this dude in Uvalde get off from shooting up all of the babies' lives matter. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, they
and don't nobody get more abortions than politicians.
Yeah.
They be getting their little side hoes pregnant and be shipping them to Canada to get their baby aborted. Get the fuck up out of here.
But I also feel like they should actually take out the time to interview people on who got abortions and their reasons why, like a lot of politicians, because it's just like, you're going in based off of your moral decision and your religion, where everybody doesn't think that way. Because a lot of times the people who say, oh, pro-life and who don't believe in abortions are people who are never had to go through that decision to have an abortion. There are so many different things, so many things that contributes to that overall decision. It's not just, oh, I don't want, but a lot of people do just, oh, I don't just feel like at this time
it happens,
yeah, there's some people,
but those people should have the right to get an abortion too, because I'm gonna be honest, those people probably will make shitty parents. So I'm just like,
but it is a certain point where it's just like, I'm not going to lie, where it's a little bit crazy when you're at the point where you're on your 15, 16, 17, like, damn, how many times you going to have to go and just off that? You know what I mean? Even though that's not my decision, that's just my view of it. Like, damn, you on your 18, this is kind of crazy. At that point, get on birth control, tie your tubes, because if you know that's going to happen, there's definitely ways to avoid it than constantly having to, if something's inside you grow and you keep having to take it. Yeah.
After a while, it is cheap. After you've had so many, it is cheaper.
It's crazy.
But I don't know.
Just take a birth control or morning after pill, or just go get your shit tied if you're going to continuously not feel like you're not ready.
They don't be letting people tie their tubes.
But wait, remind me if I'm
black
wrong,
women tie their tubes.
Is there like, there's no clause or nothing that like specifies like if it's for this reason? Like, imagine somebody getting raped by the fucking uncle and they're like fucking young as shit. Like, there's no thing that even like has a space for that.
In Texas?
No, just in the law in general.
Like,
it's just illegal regardless.
You can't get an abortion no matter what.
Like, and
like they
what the
completely
fuck?
shut down Planned Parenthood.
But
That's ridiculous.
And a lot of times, I remember something I was watching on Instagram where this lady was saying, even if you're 12, she said you should be able to have that baby. If a 12-year-old has to have a baby, and I'm just like, this is crazy because there's a risk of the child losing their life, and at that time they don't have the mental capacity to even know what the hell is going on.
Literally.
People should be able to make their own decisions, and it's like it's not people being pro-abortion, it's people being pro-choice. And the thing is, if you don't want one, then don't.
You're trying to control something that's growing, that would be growing inside of me that I don't take care of.
Like, go have your child.
Like do what you want to do.
All right, then adopt my child. One of you, or donate the money to me to fund my child. Then give me the money to do that.
And none of that comes with it. Like, none of that comes with it. But they want to force people to do shit, and it's like. Yeah. Where is this even?
And a lot of people say, well, then stop doing things to make you have the baby. Okay, well, sometimes you make a mistake. People make mistakes.
How you do that?
People make mistakes.
Niggas be fucking, and I'm just like, people gotta stop being unrealistic with that shit.
Oh,
you should be abstinent, bitch. You go be abstinent. Go abstain from them goddamn donuts you shoving down your weird ass throat, bitch. Don't, like, the thing is,
everybody
people gonna
has
have sex. People gonna fuck.
Anything.
People are gonna have sex unprotected. And the thing is, people's rights should still be intact. And it's not about. And the thing is, people think that it's just gonna start and stop at abortions. When it's not. That's a human right. It's medical care. You think that women you think it's gonna stop there? You think that that's where it's gonna stop? You don't think that they gonna say, okay, this group of people shouldn't get this, and that group of people shouldn't get that? You think that's where it's going to start and stop? No, it's a trickle-down effect.
That's a good-ass point,
and
bro.
for me, I just think that it don't matter if you have 5 million abortions. That means that you left 5 million other children without trauma and without being homeless or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, but I do it's like the foster care industry, all the people who are pro-life are the same people who do not sign up or register to be foster.
But I do think there's a certain point where, as a woman, you should, make sure you're doing things to take care of your body. Because even if you're into the capacity where you're like, oh, I had 35 abortions, just like at that point, you're showing me that as a woman, you aren't taking the necessary steps to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of times there are situations where I have one of my best friends, my bridesmaids, who didn't even know she was pregnant until about 5-6 months. And there's situations like that, and now you're even having a kid that you didn't even truthfully don't want to take care of. Yeah. So as a woman, I do think that you should be taking the necessary steps to take care of yourself. Okay, you had a few abortions. Everybody goes through a lot of things that makes you make that decision, because it's not just, oh, I don't want to have a baby at this time. I'm not financially stable, and I know anytime soon I got a lot of things going on to where I won't be able to afford this child. Yeah. And at that point, it's just this little thing when you even get your abortion sometimes. But again, as a female, do what you got to do to where you're making sure you're not on your fucking 13th, 14th abortion. That's crazy, because you're still getting rid of an egg. Like,
but I also feel like a lot of people have like complications in their body where they literally probably should never bear children, and if they're pregnant, like it could really kill them.
Like, there's real life medical reasons as to why people should not have kids sometimes.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. That's definitely
and it's
medical.
Still illegal.
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah.
So
no, that's
like,
ridiculous.
So now I gotta die because I got a kid that my doctor told me that I shouldn't have. It's a whole thing, but but I'm so happy for me that I actually have health insurance, because I ain't gonna say hold you, I gotta go get this bunion looked at. I got a tooth that needs to be looked. I'm gonna be up in that doctor every day. Be like,
oh yeah, I've been going. I've already got my list of bills.
It's like, hey, I'm gonna say, hey Shirley, hey Miss Barbara, hey Mr. Charles. Yeah. I'm gonna be up in that bitch knowing all the nurses, all the OBGY. I'm gonna be up in there. I'm gonna use this health insurance.
Like health is wealth for real though. Like, health is really wealth. Like that shit gives you the opportunity to be able to achieve every other goal that you have set for yourself. Because if you're not healthy, you like stuck in one place regardless. Like literally, and it's like, it's sad. Like you just gotta
Well, I would have to say my small things of real and when adult life. I'm gonna say this real quick and we can go to something new. But it was when at that point in my life where Rich and I was really, down in the slums. I know y'all kind of heard this story, but Rich and I were down in the slums, and we made a decision as a couple. We were engaged at this time. We weren't even married yet, and we were so like low on money to the point where we're trying to pay for our wedding. We're trying to pay these bills. Our rent is like $1,500, $1,600 a month. Like, we're so behind, and instead of having that, well, I can't find the word I'm looking for, when you're that pride where I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay here, we're gonna just figure it out. No, we made that mutual decision, like, as adults, to just pick up everything and just go back home to live with our parents. That is a huge adult decision in itself, where a lot of people don't think making that decision to live with your parents because it can get you to a better financial standpoint, and look where we are now, is a huge adult decision.
What's family for? Like, literally, that's why they're there. Like, that's one thing with me and family. Like, if I can't count on you when I'm down in the slumps, like, if you're not someone who, like, I feel like I could confide in, that just messes up the relationship that's family, because that shit gets a lot of air quotes nowadays. Yeah. Like, family do not act like family nowadays.
Please do not get me started on family.
That shit you turn 18. You used to be 17 and 9/8.
That ass.
Not 9/8, 8/9. And they be like, okay, what you gonna do? Bitch, I don't know, eat cereal and watch cartoons on Saturday. I'm not ready for this shit yet. It's like in the black community, sometimes because I'm gonna say this, other groups of color and stuff, they be holding on to their babies and taking care of as much as they can. But
everything.
By the time you get a half of a wing, they kick your ass out that nest. And I just be like, goddamn, I have I don't want nobody to get mad, but it's my truth. I have semi-supportive family. And it's been some times where I've had to fend for myself and depend on my friends more than my family or people that I've created to be my family. And anyways. No, it's the goddamn car.
Oh, girl, I'm about to be like, damn, hold on.
Oh, no, not yet. We ain't getting no, y'all gotta pay for tears. But nah, it's like a whole lot of, it's like, it's because the thing is, you want to be as adult as you can, and then people be counting on you to be that adult a lot, and then people be not thinking that sometimes being the most adult thing you could do is ask for help.
Oh my God, that's the realest shit I heard. The most adult thing, that's a quote, that you can do is ask for help. Ask for help. My mom told me, even like, just a lot of times where I wish that when y'all was younger, my mom used to go through it, that I wish that I put my pride aside sooner a lot of times to just fucking ask for help. It honestly would have a lot of times bring you a lot of situations with your child if you just ask for help. Sometimes pride can hold you back so much. Pride can be your biggest monster.
But it's also important for parents to cultivate that relationship with their children, because a lot of parents do not make their kids feel comfortable coming to them in a hard time, or even like outside family, like, you know, grandmothers, grandfathers, aunts and uncles, the same thing. Like, especially my family, and it's a cultural thing too. Like, they're very hard on you, and they do not like humanize themselves at all. Like, it's always you right here and I'm right here, and that's how it's gonna be. So when you not, you know, living up to the standards that they set for you, they treat you completely different.
Oh yeah,
and it's
I've
like,
seen that
chill
firsthand
with
with
that. And you should be able, you should want to come to your family when you're feeling vulnerable, not feel like that's not
run away from you.
Exactly.
And what's that? Sorry, we might have to cut that family. Just you can't call everybody family nowadays. It's really sad, and like, I wish you could, because that would make life so much easier, and you would have people to depend on when shit gets rough, and like it would be less like feeling like so secluded and like by yourself, and like this mentality where, you know, I gotta make it happen, then it's just me. Like, a lot of people our age have that type of mentality where they don't feel like there's nobody that they can depend on. And family is the ones who should be those people at the end of the day.
Yeah, I should come to realize, even with the past, you know, the whole thing where I recently got married, and I felt like a lot of family members just wasn't who I expect to pop out, didn't, and it just hurt me, because it's crazy when you talk so highly about family, even when it's just like you give me a reason, okay, cool, but when it's like no reason there, you can't tell me why you can at least try for me. When I would go above and beyond with my family, I keep my family on the highest pedestal or totem pole, whatever you say. And now I'm finally getting to play my life, even the whole adult life thing where blood a lot of times doesn't make you family, and you can't always expect. A lot of times you spend your time expecting when in actuality, you could be releasing that energy into people who are willing to put the energy you're giving out into you. You know what I mean? Especially with you guys, and just meeting new family and meeting new friends. Like, refocusing that energy into something else. You know what I mean? It's crazy how what family can really do for you. It's insane.
Yeah. I ain't gonna say hold you, because I don't want nobody to get mad. And y'all, if my family, if you watching this, I don't really give a fuck. I'm gonna keep it real. I got maybe about a handful of motherfuckers on my mama's side that be with the shits and they be solid. But both my mama's side and my daddy's side of the family, y'all, they ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all are not shit. Just want to put that out there.
Okay.
And yes, you too, especially you, bitch. You ain't shit. And that's just keeping it real. That's the thing. And the thing is, I wouldn't trust some motherfuckers to pour water on me or piss on me if I was on fire. It's like y'all, and the thing is, y'all don't sow into relationships. Y'all have. It's like a lot of people in my family. Yes, the people in my family that's received the most from each other give the least out. It's like, bitch, you have this background, you have this support system, you've been able to depend on motherfuckers who don't even call me to tell me happy birthday. And you've been able to get all of this shit, but you can't give nothing to the same people you get shit from, and you can't give nothing to nobody else. It's like, oh, we need to have a better relationship. You don't sow into that relationship. And unfortunately, I've only been an adult for a small period of time, periodically time. You bitches been adults since I was in diapers, and you think I'm supposed to put in the initiation effort for you, motherfucker? Bitch, I was the child. And the thing is, now I'm grown, but bitch, why on earth as an adult would I sow into a relationship that you didn't sow in? Why would I do that? And for me, a lot of times, family will burn you quicker than enemies on the street. And they just do some weird shit. Like, I got people in my family that done did some fuck shit to my mother, to my grandmother, to a whole lot of different people, to each other.
I've witnessed.
And I'm just like, y'all don't give a fuck. And the thing is, as much as I would like to, I do think that, I know this sounds stupid, but I do think that there's hope for my mother's side of the family. But I just don't think, I just think that there's going to have to be a lot of discomfort and stuff that's going to have to turn around and be a tornado and worse before it become better before that could ever happen. And I'm going to have a reason to want to be a part of that healing process with my family. Now, my daddy's side of the family, I don't know none of you niggas.
That's low key me, but I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at it.
Yeah, I don't know. So big. It's hard to know, like, because my grandmother had 10 siblings. So that's a lot of aunties and uncles I had that had kids, and then their kids had kids. So my family is so big, but we are so divided. Like, that's what kills me, is that we could be so powerful and successful in businesses or properties and start. Because a lot of times with, think about Jewish families. When they marry, they keep on creating, keep on building. People get upset. Why do they own so many businesses? Oh, black people don't. No, because black people don't want to work together. And that's the problem. People want to say, oh, it's the way people are teaching their kids. It very much is, but even what I see with Philadelphia, like, people don't try. There are opportunities out there. People don't look. There are free programs out there. People don't look. There are YMCAs that are offering free programs, free scholarship. McDonald's gives out free scholarships every other month. People are just not looking. So it's just like, I just wish I could see more for the black community, even though we're coming up very, very much. A lot of black entrepreneurs started their own business.
Excellent.
Yeah, but I just want to see more of the unity, which pisses me off.
We in competition because there's a scarcity mindset. Shit ain't scarce. These people make it look scarce so we can kill each other.
And people do that on purpose. They like root that mentality into each other in the society. It's like a scare tactic of following your dreams. And that's just ridiculous.
But another thing is, it's like, we gotta be more trustworthy to each other. Because the thing is, I ain't gonna say, I'm gonna be cunt. And I'm not about to be no white supremacist sympathizer or apologize. But I ain't never been robbed by nobody white. Except for my culture. Our appropriate culture. Ain't no white person ever ran inside my house and took my shit. But black folks have.
But that absolutely also depends on.
I got punched in the face by a white dude. I've been punched in the face by a nigga.
But the thing is, I see disrespect from, you know, both parties, because it also depends
Oh,
on
yeah.
where you live or your environment. Because again, I can go back to Philly. We have racism, we kind of do, but everybody will say if you go into Philly, you're gonna see white men with beards. You're gonna see white, and also because you're from New Jersey, because from the East Coast.
I'm not used to
East Coast, right?
I'm not used to
So,
seeing that many white people.
Yeah, we do, and they beard. They got the same. They try to have the same swag as, you know, people with the black culture. So it's really, really diverse. New York, New Jersey, Philly, in that way. So we really don't experience that outburst of racism. Everybody is kind of like, it's I can't think of that word that I'm looking for. Yeah, it's like this modern type of swag that is going on.
Understanding, I feel like.
And that's why when I went to New York,
obviously
it was a
white
shock.
people,
Because I have never seen that many white people in my life. And I went to, when I was in college at Sam Houston, that was one time, but I grew up around black people and Mexicans. I know it's Texas and we supposed to say, yeah, but Houston is very much metropolitan. Like, it's black people, it's Mexicans. It's Mexicans, it's black people. That's the only thing I grew around. And that's why I thought, like, when I moved to New York, I was, like, seeing a whole bunch of white folks. And the thing is, as much as I've endured from my own community, like, black people kicking down my door, stealing, you know, harassing me on the side, I've dealt with that. But the thing is, there's a specific thing that the white folks did in New York that was so damn subtle, but it was so damn violent. The microaggressions, commenting on my hair, making comments, saying things and doing things that actually can fuck up my livelihood, you know, dangling the capitalism carrot over my head so that I can get to where I need to get to. It's something that because I'm not trying to let them off the hook at all. But the problem is, it's like, sometimes as a black woman, especially as a dark-skinned black woman or a dark-skinned fat black woman, I just be feeling like, what community can I find peace in? Because sometimes I feel like when I come home to black folks, as much as I feel camaraderie, every time I'm around black folks, I'm comfortable. I don't give a damn. But as much as I feel camaraderie, sometimes I still feel like I have to watch my back. And then when I'm around white people, I don't feel no camaraderie, and I'm always watching my back.
I kind of posted about that, like sometimes we're being the odd black girl out, because I feel like a lot of times in the black community, black culture, there's a certain, now a lot of females want to be Jada Waiter, and I love Jada.
I like Jada.
They want to be Ari's, you know what I mean? They want to be Instagram baddies, BBL, Slim. Nothing wrong with that, but sometimes it gets to the point where it's toxic, where people don't find what is your identity? You know what I mean? Because even now, Philly wasn't always for me, because I was always that girl who kind of was into that. I was very much into that stuff, the glam, the makeup, that wanted to be Insta famous type vibe. But I was a nerd. I always wanted to read. I'm getting into anime because it's kind of cool. I always wanted to read books, Harry Potter. I was always into different type of music. Taylor Swift, people consider white girl music.
I like Taylor Swift.
Right, Imagine Dragons. Like, I just wish there's so much that a lot of in the black community can tap into that we don't, because we're too worried about what society wants and what looks good. It's insane.
What's your favorite Harry Potter movie?
I would have to say Prisoner of
Azkaban. Over your leg.
I know, watch Harry Potter now. I can't relate.
My favorite book is
so
Order of
good.
Phoenix, though.
The sad thing is, I need to read. I need to read the book. I just got into reading. I'm on like my 8th book in the series.
Yeah, Prisoner of Azkaban speaks to the nigga in me. Getting accused of some shit you ain't doing.
Yeah. I love that book. I mean, that movie. I love it. It's just so different. And it's just an escape. Like, I like when I can escape. I like different stuff. Like, it's hard for me to get into Power and a lot of the Tyler Perry shows, which I love. It's just, for me, it goes too close. I like BMF, but I just never watched it. I don't know. Like, when it comes to stuff like guns, thugs, stuff like that,
I like that
shooting up things. Like,
I don't like it
really, I can't watch it all the fucking time. Like, BMF is my fucking show. I love that show. I think it's for me, it shows unity. And it shows actually brotherhood and trying to make the way for your family. Like, it's actually brotherhood. I don't really know about Power, but the stuff I've seen, I get.
It's not, BMF is a cool show, but look, if you watching this, Da Vinci, the person who plays Harry, I'm single.
I am hollering.
I'm single, and you could slide in the DMs, and I'll think you would BMF too.
Full of what these.
Yeah.
Brother. This is nice. Like, what's
He look good. You look swell. You look great.
You look rather dapper.
You look dapper. And I would appreciate it if you you know. Yeah. But I do like. I'm sorry. I'll be watching Power. I'll be watching Power. I tried to watch So Far. I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't get into it.
I didn't.
I was tired. I ain't gonna lie. I do
what's
like
the
it.
other show with the? It's a show about these artists. These artists.
Empire?
No. It's the new shows. It's a boy group and they're rappers. You know it. You just so yes, Wu-Tang. I love that fucking show. It's a true story. I love that fucking show. That's a good ass show.
Dave East. If she don't work out.
Yeah, every time we mention a nigga, she don't.
I love me some Dave East.
One of my friends just met Dave East.
Really?
What's your friend's name?
Malachi.
I need to get to the
place
place.
in New York. And he
Yeah.
pulled up on Dave East and he got to rap for him and everything.
Dave East. I'm gonna turn you into Dave South if you come back.
Oh my God! Speaking of men, what do you look for? What do you look for in a man? Like, what are your it factors that a guy must have, or things that you look for to make you want to say yes to the date? Like, what's your eye candy? What do you guys typically
Like, you mean like in looks?
looks like? Guys, aura, like what type of personality off bat? If the guy can make me laugh, has a nice smile, and this and that, third, that's kind of my.
I like somebody to be confident and assertive because I'm not shy, but I'm reserved, if that makes sense. Like, I will talk to anybody, but I'm probably not going to start the conversation. That's just how that is. Like, I feel like that's just being from Jersey and me. That's the one part about people from where I'm from. We're not that hospitable, but we're nice when you get to know us, right? Type shit. So I'm not gonna like approach no nigga, probably not. I don't see it happening. So I want somebody who's like assertive in that way and confident to be able to do that, but not arrogant. Like, and it's a fine line. It's very much a fine line. That shit I kind of.
I thought you East Coast women like the cocky niggas.
Well,
to an
not a
extent.
cocky nigga.
Yeah, well, yeah, a lot of people like that. The confident, the money, but like that aggression a little bit. Like you do have to have
edge,
that.
but not like disrespectful. Like I would check in disrespectful niggas so quick.
I know you will, girl.
Yeah.
I know what they. I know they do.
This is New York. It look like some of the niggas good morning. I like that bitch.
No, but that ass, the fuck do I look like saying words? No, seriously.
I always like the sweet, as you know, Rich. Like I've always been, ever since I was little, I always just loved like the nice guys. Like any nice guy with a smile who can make me. Any guy that I ever dated wasn't off that like the hardcore. Like I've dated super hood niggas, but they always were the type to come to me like even when they were older niggas. And I was in high school, getting out of high school, it was always the guys like, "Hi, I'm taking you out to dinner," and look this and that. And I'm just like.
Not bad.
Even if they were super hood niggas, you gotta be like a little nicer to us where I'm like, okay, you can make me in. Yeah, I love that. Even with Rich, you know he's not super on the street nigga side, but he has like this fieriness to him that I love. But it's just so sweet and it's so positive, like all the fucking time, and I love that. Like I love that.
Me personally, I'm trying to think of what I like. I'm gonna be honest. I need somebody to come and show me what I like. Come and see come see.
It does take a lot to know.
But the one thing that I know for sure that I need in a man is security. You need to be secure in yourself. Because I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm a wild fox, and there's a lot of no tying me down. Like I enjoy life, and I'm going to enjoy it the way I see fit. And I'm an artist, I'm a rapper, I'm in the industry, and there's already an ego trip that comes with that. You got to be able to keep up with that, be secure in that, and also like for me, I'm young. I'm not trying to be nobody. I ain't trying to be nobody stink right now. Like I'm not interested. I need you to join my roster for a second and be okay with being on the roster for a little while. And the thing is, get yourself a roster. Maybe you stop worried about my goddamn roster all the time. I do like to be taken out on dates and stuff like that. But the thing is like, for me, I think that I'm semi-casually dating. And that's what it's going to be for right now, because honestly, I see too many women, especially in my position, they cling to the first nigga that paid them any attention. And the thing is, the reason why a lot of these women make the decisions that they make is because they don't have options. And when you have options, then you have autonomy over your choices, and you don't have to get what you get and don't make a fit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I respect those who really be in relationships, but the thing is, I feel like, are you in a relationship because you chose it or did it choose you? So I was like, that's just me, for me. And I need me a black man. I'm sorry. I tried to.
Being a white guy?
Let me there was one dude at AMD who had a crush on me. White dude. He was, let me tell you, he was corny fucking Collins.
Oh my god, they're not all like that.
It's Negro Day.
Oh,
like,
God.
he didn't say that. But I'm just saying, like, he was just like, I was just like, dog.
Yeah.
The nicest kids in town.
Yeah,
he was
like
that type of white dude. And I was just like, dog, you cannot handle me. Like, you are going to.
But that is a thing, because even when like the white guy that I at times in college used to talk to, it was just like, it's fun and it's interesting because it's something different, but at the same time just like, once you see white guy rapping to Tupac, you're just like,
he wasn't even. I'm pretty sure the dude I was that like me didn't know who Tupac was.
yeah, see, that's not good.
He probably he was a Michael Bublé listening to us, nigga. Like, I was like, dog, this not gonna work. I was like, I said, I appreciate the gesture. This ain't gonna work. This ain't it. And the thing is, it's like, for me, I just need a black man. You can be.
It's just knowing that you need a black man, because you can try everything. Like, you could, I had a couple of flavors, but then the day, you'd always just want to come back to home. Like, all right, fun's over. Get rid of my black thing, because say if you get pulled over by the cops or you're going through something, you need to be able to come home as a black woman to a black man who can naturally understand. And I'm talking naturally understand what you're going through. And that's just my preference. You can date whatever you want. White, Latina, Asian, fucking whatever you want to date. Alien, that's you.
I need me some dark meat on my plate, because it just be, for me, here's the issue for me. I just don't have the time to sit up here and explain to you why the things that you doing on a consistent basis are offensive as hell. I can't. It's too much emotional labor, and for me, I just can't do it. And and I'm not saying that I'm gonna just take any nigga that'll do. No, I'll be by myself before I deal with anybody putting me through hell and hot water, a Medea movie. I'm not doing that. I'm not about to be hell and get dragged about the house. Shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be that bitch, and I'm like, you're not gonna do that to me. And the thing is, you can't dangle singleness over my head, bitch. I'll take it gladly. I'll take it gladly, because nigga, I don't need you here. Single women live long anyway.
Hold on now,
I'm
say
trying
that.
to tell you. Do you see that was that lady that was 100 or something? She said, bitch, I've been single ever since I was 50 years old. She said, bitch, that's the key, living long. I was like, damn, that sucks.
And there's nothing wrong with, being single at all. Like, actually, it ain't nothing wrong with being single. It ain't nothing wrong with being single. It's really nothing wrong with being single. Like, choose that time to really, you can actually be so fucking selfish about your life, and a lot of times you can have so much more control over your life. And I was even talking about that with my husband, and that's when we made that decision to be, all right, we gotta get to this, because we've been so caught up on trying to make things work for us instead of also forgetting that we are still our own person. What can we do for each other? That independent time.
Like, you really have to and figure it out and work on it heavy, because it's really easy. And I feel like that's what it is. Like, I feel like a lot of people, like in the past especially, like, they just don't take that time to figure it out. Like, I feel like a lot of people enter relationships still being an individual, and then it's like, it's not like you can't be an individual. Obviously you can, but you also have to like sit down and discuss things with this person that you're with now, because y'all have to come to an understanding of each other, so there's no lines that are crossed. So like, you are your individual, but now you have to explain yourself to this person so they can understand you, and then you have to find the person who is willing to respect who you are. right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Because if you with somebody who does not respect who you are, that's when it all hits the fucking fan. Like,
I know for me, like I know a lot of women. A lot of people do this. People make concessions to find love, and for me, I've seen that people will take something off their list that they actually need or want, so that they can be more compatible with somebody. And I'm telling you, nothing will come out of that but resentment. Like, the thing is, if you meet somebody and they tell you they don't want children,
why the fuck?
And you know you want children. You know that's very important to you.
Why the hell?
That's not I don't give a damn how much chemistry is. That's not a relationship you need to be in. And the thing is, if you don't agree on the same things, compatibility is all about wanting the same things and growing to the same things or similar things. Because for me, I know, I have a definition. My definition of cheating or being unfaithful is completely different than a lot of other people's. And the thing is, when we having these conversations, you need to discuss that, because now you have to build ramifications around your relationship. Like, okay, so what is appropriate to you? What do you believe in? What are your understandings? What are the things that you want? Because those things are very important, because then you waste your time in a relationship with somebody for 3 years, not knowing they never intended to marry you, because marriage is not something that they want.
Right. It's like, why did we not talk about this in the first place?
You got to talk about that shit.
For real. Because, like, and when somebody tells you that this is who I am, motherfucking believe that.
Don't be trying to change it.
Maybe differently next year. Maybe it'll change.
Maybe it will
Maybe
be
5 years.
Maybe no. Maybe time is too precious to be doing it.
It really is. That shit is crazy. So, like, what do you feel like the one thing I also wanted to ask was money? Is that where do you feel like the guy, I know we spoke about the whole, we talked about a little bit, the 50-50 thing, I know we all have different views on that. I didn't want to touch on that.
And
50-50, do you believe in it?
You saw her?
I sure did.
On Twitter?
I didn't watch the whole thing.
Wait, who y'all talking about?
But
she did an interview talking about she go 50-50 with Dwayne.
Oh, Gabby. Yeah.
The one thing, I didn't watch the whole video, but the only reason why I said, also, you got to understand, when you're a millionaire and a billionaire, you have millionaire and billionaire bills. Okay? So you also have to think about, if they both, when you get married, you sign a contract that we are now sharing everything. And also, you don't know how much they have in assets, how much they have in land. You don't know, like, in debt as well. You got to think about their electric bill, their car note, their property, and just businesses, the kids, private school. So when you say it 50-50, you got to understand, half of us can't even pay $1 million a bill every month, but they both can. 50-50 doesn't always mean that this person is paying everything. No, 50-50 just means that, okay, you may pay $400 million in the bills and I pay $200 million in the bills. You know what I mean? It may not be exact amount. 50-50 means that we are equally are contributing. So I think that a lot of times people just hear it, oh, baby, I can never. Okay, baby, you can never. You don't even have it now, baby.
Let me tell you
something. You find billionaire, man.
I know this is going to be controversial. And that's what we do here. Yeah. There's only a specific type of nigga I'm willing to go 50-50 with. There's only a specific type of nigga, because I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't even entertain this person anyways, just in general, but I'm only going to go 50-50 with somebody I truly believe in. That's just me being honest. I'd rather be 100 by myself than to go 50-50 with somebody that I can't see a future in. Because now I'm sowing into a seed into somebody who's 50% may up and leave. And the thing is, it's not about a fear. It's about the thing is, I don't have enough faith in you or trust with you. Because money takes a great deal of trust. And for me, I think 50-50 is cute and ideal. And most people in relationships or marriages or households are going to have to split the bills and double their income. Like, that's what you have to do. It's unrealistic. Most couples live in households where they carry both financial burdens. That's just the truth. But at the 50-50, and I don't know, I feel like it has to be equitable. Like, if I'm making $50,000 a year and you're making $100,000 a year,
you're taking over the bigger amount.
You are going to take over the bulk of the bills. And the thing with Gabrielle Union situation, I still love you, and I met you once. You was nice. But you probably don't remember me, but bitch, it was 2015. But anyways, like, the thing is, for me, I just find, I don't know who, because she made a comment that if she does not continue to get movies and shit, she will fall short of her obligation. And I'm just like, you got a nigga, I don't know this for sure, but I'm 98% sure that he makes way more money than her. He's a stronger earner. And I'm just like, I don't know if I would necessarily go 50-50 with someone who's a stronger earner. And I just feel as if, and this is just me being honest, there's a lack of trust there that you feel like you have to continue to contribute to be relevant in your household.
That's the sad thing when people dangle that shit over each other's head. That's something that's and I feel like that's something that is within yourself and within your partner too.
Yeah.
Like just that burden that you put on yourself of, I don't feel like equal, or I don't feel like I'm enough if I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
You have to be in a space within yourself where it's like, motherfucker, pay that shit. Like, please.
Yeah.
And not have no issues, not feel like you're lesser than.
But you gotta trust the nigga to do that.
Right, and that nigga in return cannot be a bitch ass nigga. Like,
Yeah.
who's bringing up everything that he paid for. Oh, I did this, I did that, so now I can act however I want.
Let me tell you that. No, you go ahead, girl.
Oh, well. And she also mentioned that she does take care of her family enough. Am I not? Did I miss that?
No, she takes care
the video.
Yeah,
that
she
she talked about.
yeah,
She
but
takes
she does
care of her
take care of her
family.
family.
So that also
Domestically.
can also mean, like I will fall short on my other responsibilities.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, yes, we are married, but you may still have your personal responsibilities here and there because you made that decision to take care of a large amount of your family. You know what I mean? Even though Rich and I are married, yes, I want his family to be taken care of. But of course, you're going to have a more drive to focus on your family, and you will focus on yours. But we will both put the equal amount of work to make sure that they're both okay. But if we have over $300 million or a damn near $500 million in bills, and we both made that agreement to keep up with that, and now I'm falling short, I will feel a little bit. But if she's going through some other things to where she feels like if she missed a couple of movies, she don't know how she's going to get through it, I would be a little bit, concerned, especially with the husband of her status. But again, Gabby, I don't know her business. I don't know really be. But this is just saying, just from based off of the story that
you put it out
With
there.
the context that we have currently.
You put it out there. I mean, you put it out there. I mean, you love it down, but you did put it out there.
You said nothing. I'm just saying. I'm just talking about it. That's all I'm doing.
And for me, this is the thing. This is the thing for me. You don't. Can't no man dangle nothing over my head because let me tell you something.
Hell no, baby.
Let me tell you something. I know how to get a job. I know how to scrap and hustle.
I know how to write a resume.
I know how to write. I know how to get a resume. Let me tell you something.
I
know how to put some money away. I know how to. Let me tell you something. I will sleep in my car before I ever have a nigga thinking that he can come in this house acting an ass because he paid for something. Let me tell you something. I don't need. The thing is, I'd rather you have less and give me more.
Like, I'd rather have a dude that's going to give me more when he has less than give me less when he has more. It's like, $1,000 ain't shit to you if you making $10,000 a day. But $50 might mean shit to you if all you had was 56. So I'm just saying, I'd rather, it's the effort for me. And for me, I'm not choosing to do 50-50. I'm not choosing to do anything. You gonna get zero if I don't feel like you the right nigga to be with. That's on what? Periodic table.
Period. And what people don't understand that, like, some people think that, like, just get into the bag and having all the money in the world is the end all be all and it solves every problem in your life. But the thing about it is more money, more problems. Like, literally, just because you got some more money, that doesn't mean that you won't now have bills to match that amount of money that you have. Because, like, you could still be earning $100,000 and then your bills still add up to $98,000, right? And that means you're still paying those bills and now you don't have that much money left regardless. So it's like, it's really knowing how to manage your shit, number one, and like invest into the right places and just knowing what purchase you should probably just not just not make that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people when they touch money, they make that mistake. And then also when you said about the whole, you have to make me feel, I also think, because I'm always advocate for like both sides. I feel when I have a son, I want you to make sure that you feel like your girl is putting in 100% just like you are, to make you feel like you should provide for her. Because a lot of females I see out here, it's like, oh, you need to this, I want a man who can pay all of this and the thing. And I'll be wondering, like, what does she do for you to make you want to do that other than be a pretty face? You know what I mean? And sometimes that's all a man needs, because that may just be it for you. You need a girl with a pretty face and to have this ass, tits, and whatever, and that makes you want to spend and pay all her bills. That's fine. But I also want females to realize you should be showing yourself in a way that makes him want to take care of you. Because a lot of females be dusty and talk about, oh, I need a man who can do this. Girl, you know, get your hair done.
Be dusty. A lot of these niggas be dusty. They be having their ass cheeks stuck together with doo-doo. Talking about, I need a bad bitch. I need a bitch who got this hair.
Or they be
nails.
talking about what women, I need one who's fitting this and that and the third. And I'll be looking at the men profile pictures and I'll be like,
you built like Larry the Lobster your goddamn self.
What the exactly.
Like, okay, motherfucker. Boo, this guy stinks. Built ass.
No,
I can't stand that shit.
Stay in your lane is the moral of the story.
Stay in your lane. And then, like, for me, I just also feel like there was this girl who had this conversation talking about, well, sometimes we're going to get 10 Chanel bags, sometimes it's not going to. I just find that sometimes people need to have some type of financial literacy, because you should not be living one day you a billionaire and the next day you living in a box. Like, you need to have some form of budgeting, because you need to have a savings account, especially if you have it. Now, most of us is poor, and what we got is what we got, and it all goes towards living expenses. And I get that lifestyle, because that's how I'm living. However, at the end of the day, whenever you get with somebody and you acquire a secondary source of income and whatever, and y'all may or may not have some wiggle room, regardless as to whether you living in a 1-bedroom bando or a 10-bedroom mansion, you need to be able to have an honest conversation about your finances. 100%. And me, I ain't the biggest finance expert. My sister's helping me get my shit together right now, because she's the business major and shit like that. But it's like, whenever you get into relationships, the thing is, especially marriages, I'm like, dog, you don't let this dude put his tongue inside your ass, but you do not know his credit score.
No, for real. That's a conversation. It has to be an honest conversation.
You don't know how much debt he has. It's vulnerable.
It's very.
Niggas will rather talk about
you should be able to be like that
than to talk about money.
Yeah,
100%. You should be able to have those conversations with your significant other. That's like really it. Like, you should be able to have that conversation with your significant other. And if you're not, like, you need to figure out what you need to adjust in your own pride. If it's just like needing to get at a better place with your partner to be able to feel that way, like, you got to figure it out. Or maybe that's just not your person, because like, that's a huge factor. Like, love does a lot. It does a lot, but it's not everything, right? Like, you need other things to be in place to, just help that.
And sometimes with the pride thing, like you said earlier, when you had to move in with your parents and you was in cut out, but like, that was a big power move. That was a good chess move, because it's that's what you have to. Sometimes it's what you have to do. Sometimes you're gonna be like, look,
you need to reset, do a little rewind, take the car out the ignition and just let it rest. It's hibernate.
Exactly. Stack, save,
and get it together.
Increase that credit score. Knock some shit off that credit. Talk to some goddamn body. Plan ahead.
Yeah, that's literally what it's all about. So these topics were very interesting. I do hope that some of you who are watching this can relate to these topics, and hopefully it can benefit you in some type of way, especially with 3 different viewpoints, with just having a kid, young marriage. I'm 23, and then Dijah Diva single out here, having that time to just do what it do.
Do what it do.
Do what it do.
Fuck. Busy as fuck. I have not stopped working since we planned this podcast. It is crazy, but my life is becoming increasingly abundant, and y'all are not fucking ready. It's gonna be crazy over here. But and this is the one thing that I wanted to say about this podcast, is that this podcast is really about growth. We are trying to figure this shit out. Please don't watch this and see them bells and whistles and all that. We had to pull our resources together to get this done. And Issa Rae said it. You have to network this way as opposed to always trying to go up and down. And if you listening, I did this way. It was horizontal. I hope that was a context clue. But anyway, like, and you have to pull together. And the thing is, you do not have to do this alone. Find some community. I'm telling you, there's some bitches out there that's just as broke as you. Figure it the fuck out, and you can do it. We on our beginner journey of doing that, and that's what this podcast is all about. It's about growth. Yeah. It's about young adulthood, and it's about friendship and community.
Yeah, and I just want to thank everyone who actually contributed and helped to get this together. You know what I mean? Like, I had this whole idea. I'm the, the
executive producer.
Yes, thank you. And I just had this idea. I've been sitting on this for about a year and a half now. I've been sitting on it because I times when I was living in LA and I was reaching out to random girls trying to do it, and I wasn't able to do it. Now and it takes, people say, you know how it takes a village? It really does take a village. It takes a community, as you were saying. So I remember I reached out to Dijah about a year ago about it. Then we just touched back on it recently. And she was just like, actually, I have my own production company, so how can we make this both work without me having to put what I'm doing on hold? And we got the idea flowing. Then I reached out to my girl Angel, my goddaughter's mommy. Period. And she's, into the arts, dancer, actor, rapper. That bitch can't rap. No, she can. Did you hear you gotta hear a little verse in this one song.
She be rapping a little bit.
Yeah, she had a creative mind. So I was just like, yo, you want to do this? And she was like, yes, I'm ready. And these girls right here are some people who are ready, don't play any games. And Darian, the girl behind the camera, again. Appreciate her. When y'all see these photos, y'all are definitely not ready. Curry.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to Curry, but it's going. So I appreciate all you guys.
It's up for real, y'all.
Yes.
I really
and everybody make sure you follow us on all social media platforms, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, and Facebook at Girlz Playbook. That's GIRLZ PLAYBOOK. And make sure y'all subscribe to the DivaGang Productions YouTube channel because that's where these will be launching. Make sure that y'all leave, looking at you dead and eye. Make sure that y'all leave a comment and a rating on Apple Podcasts because that's the only way through audio that we'll know the feedback and how you guys are feeling about the topics. Make sure you visit girlsplaybook.com and sign up for our newsletter so that you can be notified when everything is happening. Girlsplaybook.com is going to be consistently updated so that y'all can know when we're doing events, doing shows, selling merch, doing podcast bonus, behind the scenes, uploads, whatever. That's where you're going to get all the information. Girlsplaybook.com, and that's on period.
And that's on period. And also, if you guys have any ideas or any topics that you do want us to touch on, like, hey, I got this going on with my baby dad, or I got a question about this, like, share that. I definitely want to touch on it. If you want it to be anonymous, please let us know. Our phone number is going to be, I guess, in our bio, or in somewhere where you can reach us or text us about these questions. So again, guys, I am super excited. This is something new, and
for real,
it's a new walk of the journey. So
and if you need something to any one of us, a like, a comment, or something, come on, like, it costs nothing.
Everything. And on top of that, we do have a Discord. So if you really want to get deep in our topics and talk to us and have a community with the other girls and the Fan Girls Club, please join our Discord. It's right now it's open to everybody in the community. You better join right now while you can for free. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, because it ain't gonna be open for everybody and free forever.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that we just wrapped up our first podcast.
I think we just did.
We just did.
Okay.
Bye, you guys.
Bye, y'all.
See y'all later.
This for all the girls that's INT, EPENDNT. This for all the girls that be living stress free. This for all the girls on a mission like me.